Today's our topic is very important because in this topic we will learn how can we use the formulas, and all our example is based on formulas. We will not do any manual inputting in it. So how can we make this type of sheet with the help of the basic formulas? So here you can see the name of the students is given. What we have to do, we have to write the marks of the students and then total, then percentage, and with the help of a VLOOKUP formula we'll just get the grades of the students with a very simple way. Second thing, we have in the average formula we have to use average, maximum, minimum, and what's the difference between count a and the count function. So we'll start our lectures to save our time. So here you can see first what we have to do, we have to write the marks of the students. So you can put the manual entry in it, but I will use a formula to get the random marks to here. So how I can use the random marks, so I use the ran between function like r and the ran be, and you can see here the ran between function. In the ran between function it says us the two extremes. First one is the lowest number, which is the bottom, and the other one is top. So to make it more practical, we will just give it the 55 is the least number and 100 is the maximum number, and then you just need to press it enter, so it gives you 94 randomly. Now what you have to do, you have to just drag it down to all the values. So here you can see you get the values, but in the range between we face some types of issue in it. Like for suppose if I just press double click on any other function, so values will change. So we have to first make the values constant. So how we can make the values constant, we have to select the all values, then we have to write a copy, and again we have to use the same function, and here you can see the paste values. If we use only paste function, it will also paste the formula, and if we use paste values, so it will make it constant. And now if I just double click on any other function, the values remains constant. This is what we have to first do. Then it says total means we have to use our second function or second formula, which is sum formula. So how we can use the sum formula, we have to write equals to SCM sum bracket open, then it says number, so we just give the whole series of number and then close the bracket, then it got the sum. Now you have to just drag it down, so the sum function will implement on all the columns or all the raw cells. Now it says the percentage. Basically what for the percentage, what we have to do, we have to just put a manual formula in it. Like how we can use the percentage function, first right we have to write equals to, then bracket open, in the bracket we have to give the obtain or the total marks, then divide by the our total marks, and for each subject we assume 100% or 100 marks is the total. So the total subjects are 4, so the total marks will become 400, and then multiply by 100, so it gives us the percentage. Then we have to just drag it down, so we will get the percentage. Now here you can see in this function or in this cell we got the 0 decimal value, in we got 1 decimal, so we have to make the constant, or we have to make the similar, so we will increase the decimal up to 2 cells, so we'll get the percentage in these cells. Now what we have to do, we have to give the grades, and here the criteria of the grade is given. Like for if the student got the percentage up to 90%, then he will be given A grade. If the person or the student got 80% or more, then he will be graded B, and if the person got less than 60, then he will be graded F. This is how the function works. So what we have to do, we have to use the VLOOKUP functions, then it will help us to get the grade. Like we have to select the cell in which we want the grade, and then go here in the insert function. Here you can see a box will appear. In the box you can see VLOOKUP function, and in this VLOOKUP a box will appear. Now it says which value I want to look up, so we will just give it the cell. Now it says from which table array I want to extract the data, so we will give him the grade or criteria sheet, and in this criteria sheet we just use F4 to make constant. Now it says column, so we want the grades, so the grades are in the column number 2, so we just write here 2, and in this we write 1 for false, and here you can see it gives D grade. So I just press here, then it gives grade. Now what I do, I just need to drag it down, so here you can see it gives the marks, but there's no B or C. So to make it more practical, I just write here 90, and again I just write here 98 and then 88, so person got A grade. And here I just write another function like the person get, so here the function like a person who is getting 90 or more than 90 will be given A grade. Here you can see the criteria. If a person is getting 70 or 70 plus, he will be given C grade, so here you can see the C grade. If a person is getting 80 or 80% or 80 plus, then he will be given the B grade. Here you can see the grades as well. So this is how we just use the one VLOOKUP function, and it gives the grades to all the students. This is the power of VLOOKUP function. Now we have to use again another function, which is average function. So how we can use the average function, so we have to write it equals to average, bracket open. Now we can select all the cells or all the box of the marks to get the average. So here you can see the average marks or the average percentage of the class is 77. Now it says maximum. For the maximum we use equals to max max and then select the bracket. So it gives us the 100, which means the 100 is the maximum marks which is got by Peter in his computer subject. Now for the minimum, we just write min and then select the all marks and then close the bracket. So here you can see the minimum marks is 55, and here you can see in this value the minimum marks is got by Mark in his history class. Now we have two functions. First one is count and the second one is count A. So what is the difference between count and count A? Basically, for the count, if I just select the count function and I want to count the total number of students, so it will gives me 0 because the count function only counts the numeric values. That's why we have used the count A function as well. So for the count function, it will only count the numeric values. So I just select here, and here you can see it gives the 6 number of students. So here you can see the 6, and for the count A function we have to use the total number of students. So we can use the count A function to get the total number of students. Now what we have to do, we have to write the formula. So how can we write the formula? Like we have to copy the formula, and if I just only paste it, like if I just copy the function, here you can see the copy, and if I just paste here, so you can see it gives the error or it gives the issue in it, because, or if I just write here in this cell, here you can see this cell, so it gives me the value because it copied the whole formula with the function. But what we need, we only need the formula to write here. So how we can write the formula? Like we have to first select the whole or copy the whole formula, then we have to write apostrophe, or you can see the comma here, and then paste. So it gives the formula. In the same way, we use the same function. We have to use the symbol, and then again we use the same function here, and again use the same function for this cell, and this is the last one. So we use the same function for this cell. Now you can use here the left alignment, or you can use here the italic to make it more attractive. This is all how we have used the simple sheet for the students, and all the sheet is made up of formulas. We have used the only formulas, we have not put any manual values in it. We got the marks by the formula, we got the total by the formula, we got the percentage, grade, maximum, average, minimum, count A, count F. All these functions uses the formula. This is all we have done in our sheet. If you